is your Sirius XM program guide. Here's what's in the pop music category.
Sirius XM Hits 1 on Channel 2 has the morning mashup and today's hit music. Channel 3 is 20 on 20, a non-stop countdown of today's top 20 hits. Our Decades channels. The 40s on 4, Channel 4 has music from the 1940s, the big bands of Glenn Miller and Tommy Dorsey, and the classics like Dinah Shore and Bing Crosby. The 50s on 5, Channel 5 has the classic sounds of the 1950s, the first decade of rock and roll. On 60s on 6, Channel 6, it's the pop hits of the 1960s, featuring the legendary DJ Cousin Brucey. Channel 7 is the 70s on 7, home to the most popular music from the 70s. Channel 8, the big 80s on 8, has the defining hit music of the 80s played by the original MTV VJs, Martha Quinn, Mark Goodman, Nina Blackwood, and Alan Hunter. The 90s on 9, Channel 9 covers grunge rock to boy bands and includes artists like Alanis Morissette and Hootie and the Blowfish. Pop tunes of the last 10 years are on Pop 2K, Channel 10. The Pulse, Channel 15, is pop and rock hits from the 2000s to today, from artists like The Script, John Mayer, and The Fray. The Blend, Channel 16, is contemporary light songs from the brightest stars in pop music, from artists like Madonna, Phil Collins, and Taylor Swift. Sirius XM Love is Channel 17, romantic ballads and soft pop music featuring lyrics of love, from Michael Bolton to Barbra Streisand.
To see all the channels in our pop music category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to pop. Now, here's what's on all our rock channels.
Elvis Radio is on Channel 19. All Elvis, all the time. Broadcasting live from Graceland in Memphis. Everything Bruce Springsteen is on E Street Radio, Channel 20. From his most well-known music to rare B-sides, bootlegs, and interviews. It's all Bruce. Underground Garage, Channel 21, has the coolest rock and roll records on a channel produced by E Street band member and Sopranos cast member Little Steven Van Zandt. Listen to music spanning Pearl Jam's career on their own Sirius XM channel. On Pearl Jam Radio Channel 22, you'll hear studio tracks, B-sides, and concert recordings from the Pearl Jam Vault. The Grateful Dead have their own channel on Sirius XM, Channel 23, featuring concerts and interviews called from the band's own archives. Jimmy Buffett invites you to escape to Radio Margaritaville, Channel 24, including live and classic Jimmy Buffett concerts. Classic Rewind, Channel 25, plays later classic rock from the likes of Foreigner, Van Halen, and The Cars. Early classic rock is on Classic Vinyl, Channel 26, from artists like the Beatles, the Stones, Led Zeppelin, and The Who. Deep Tracks, Channel 27 is playing your deep classic rock songs and album tracks from Pink Floyd, The Doors, the Allman Brothers, and more. The Spectrum, Channel 28, spans the past, present, and future with adult album rock from Neil Young, Dave Matthews, Coldplay, and more. Jam bands like Fish and Widespread Panic are on Jam On, Channel 29. The Loft, Channel 30, is comfortably eclectic with music from Bob Dylan to Leonard Cohen and Ryan Adams. The Coffee House, Channel 31, is acoustic music from singer-songwriters like Jack Johnson, Tracy Chapman, and Norah Jones. The softer side of classic rock is on The Bridge, Channel 32. Hear Jackson Browne, Van Morrison, James Taylor, and more. First Wave, Channel 33, is classic 80s alternative like The Cure, Depeche Mode, and New Order. Grunge and 90s alternative live on Lithium, Channel 34, with Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and many others. Go beyond alternative and discover unsigned artists and independent music from artists like Radiohead, Vampire Weekend, Arcade Fire, and more. On Sirius XMU, Channel 35. Alt Nation, Channel 36, has the latest alternative rock from Weezer, The Foo Fighters, Death Cab for Cutie, and more. Pure hard rock is on Octane, Channel 37. Ozzy's Boneyard, Channel 38, features classic hard rock and metal from acts like Black Sabbath, Metallica, AC/DC, Jimi Hendrix, Pantera, and Van Halen. Ozzy's Boneyard also features shows and specials hosted by Osbourne family members Sharon, Jack, and Kelly, plus personal stories from the Prince of Darkness about his career. Hair Nation on Channel 39 is home to your favorite 80s hair bands like Motley Crue, Def Leppard, and Poison. Liquid Metal, Channel 40, is heavy metal for true metalheads. Action, Channel 41 is the music of action sports, featuring The Jason Ellis Show, plus host Tony Hawk and Marky Ramone. The Joint, Channel 42 is non-stop reggae music.
To see all the channels in our rock music category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to rock. Now here's what's on all our hip-hop and R&B channels.
Hip Hop Nation is Channel 44. All hip-hop hits from Kanye West, T.I., Nas, and others. Shade 45 is Eminem's own uncut hip-hop channel on Channel 45, plus a full weekend of shows produced by 50 Cent. Channel 46 is Backspin for old school rap and hip-hop. The Heat, Channel 47, is today's hottest R&B hits from stars like Rihanna, Ne-Yo, and Chris Brown. Heart and Soul, Channel 48, has the biggest R&B music from the 80s, 90s, and today from artists like Brian McKnight, Mary J. Blige, and Toni Braxton. Soul Town, Channel 49, has your classic soul and Motown from James Brown, Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin, and more. The Groove, Channel 50, makes you move with funk and party grooves like Parliament Funkadelic, Earth, Wind & Fire, and Kool and the Gang.
To see all the channels in our hip-hop and R&B category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to hip-hop R&B. Now here's what's on all our dance and electronic channels.
BPM Channel 51 is home to today's biggest dance hits and remixes. Electric Area Channel 52 is trance and progressive house music with custom mixes from Paul Oakenfold, Tiesto, and more. On Sirius XM Chill 53, take a break with a relaxing mix of smooth electronica and rock music from artists like Moby, 07, and Thievery Corporation. Step behind the velvet rope as only Sirius XM subscribers can on Channel 54, Studio 54 Radio, featuring weekly shows from legendary dance producer John Jellybean Benitez and other club insiders and iconic DJs. Studio 54 Radio is the exclusive destination for the ultimate classic dance, classic mixes, and disco from the vaults that remain closed until now.
To see all the channels in our dance and electronic music category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to Dance Electronic. Now here's what's on all our country music channels.
Willie's Roadhouse, Channel 56, features music from Willie Nelson, along with other classic country artists like Merle Haggard, George Jones, Patsy Cline, Buck Owens, and more. Prime Country, Channel 58, plays great country music from the late 80s all through the 90s and into the early 2000s. Garth Brooks, Reba McEntire, and George Strait all play here. The Highway is Channel 59, the road to new country, direct from Nashville. Outlaw Country, Channel 60, plays the rebels and renegades of country music with hosts Wildman Mojo Nixon, Johnny Knoxville, Shooter Jennings, Steve Earle, and more. Bluegrass Junction on Channel 61 is handmade, heartfelt bluegrass music from Bill Monroe, Flatt and Scruggs, the Stanley Brothers, and more.
To see all the channels in our country music category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to country.
This is Willie Nelson. Come on in. Willie's Roadhouse, a place where traditional country music is alive and well.
She's a good-hearted woman.
From Texas honky-tonk and western swing
My Rose of San Antonio.
to vintage sounds from Nashville.
We're going to Jackson.
The legends, keeping the tradition alive.
Tonight the bottle.
So come on down to my house, Willie's Roadhouse, Sirius XM 56.
Now here's what's on all our Christian music channels.
The Message, Channel 63, helps you through your day with faith, hope, and music from artists like Mercy Me, Third Day, and Jars of Clay. Kirk Franklin's Praise, Channel 64, is new and golden gospel music from loved artists as varied as Shirley Caesar and Mahalia to Leandria Johnson and Lecrae. Channel 65 is Enlightened, the home to great Southern gospel music from artists like Gaither Vocal Band, Gold City, and Inspirations. To see all the channels in our Christian music category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to Christian. On certain radios, The Message and Enlighten may be in the pop category, and Kirk Franklin's Praise may be in hip-hop and R&B.
Now, here's what's on all our jazz, blues, standards, and classic music channels.
Watercolors on Channel 66 is smooth contemporary jazz and fusion with Dave Koz, George Benson, and Al Jarreau. Classic jazz from the 1920s to now is on Real Jazz, Channel 67, with Miles Davis, Duke Ellington, Wynton Marsalis, and other greats. Spa, Channel 68, is new age music and ambient music from around the world. Escape, Channel 69, is home to easy instrumentals and vocals of popular melodies from the last 60 years, from Percy Faith to Chet Atkins. B.B. King has his own channel of authentic blues music from the past to the present. B.B. King's Bluesville, Channel 70. Seriously Sinatra, Channel 71, is the music of Frank Sinatra and the Great American Songbook, including regular shows from Nancy Sinatra. On Broadway, Channel 72 has all your show tunes, interviews, and even live performances from Times Square. On Met Opera Radio, Channel 74, hear new and classic live performances from the Metropolitan Opera. Sirius XM Pops on Channel 75 is home to classical music's greatest hits. Symphony Hall, Channel 76, plays the full symphonies by the great masters like Tchaikovsky, Beethoven, Brahms, and more.
To see all the channels in our jazz, blues, standards, and classic music category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to jazz, standards, and classical. On certain radios, classical music has its own category under classical. Now, here's what's on all our family and health channels.
Channel 78 is Kids Plays Live, Sirius XM's original, award-winning interactive channel for families with younger kids, featuring a mix of music from movie and TV soundtracks, along with the best independent children's recording artists. Kids Plays Live engages young people with regular call-in shows, original characters and games, and exclusive daily shows from legendary kids artists like Laurie Berkner and the Wiggles. Radio Disney Channel 79 is music and entertainment for the whole family.
Rural Radio, Channel 80, is the agribusiness and Western lifestyle network, a national radio channel dedicated to rural America and Canada.
Doctor Radio, Channel 81, is where you'll find real doctors helping real people. The world's top doctors take your calls on everything from dermatology and plastic surgery to orthopedics, urology, and child psychiatry. It's real medicine without a referral. Radio Classics, Channel 82, plays shows from the golden age of radio.
To see all the channels in our family and health category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to Family Health. On certain radios, Kids Plays Live and Radio Disney may be found in a separate kids category.
Now here's what's on all our sports channels.
ESPN Radio, Channel 84, features Mike and Mike in the mornings, The Herd with Colin Cowherd, and The Scott Van Pelt Show. ESPN Extra with SportsCenter, ESPN2's First Take, Pardon the Interruption, Around the Horn, and more is on Channel 85. Mad Dog Radio, Channel 86, is home to Marconi award-winning sports talk show host Christopher Mad Dog Russo weekday afternoons, and also features Steve Phillips and Evan Cohen in the morning, Adam Shine in the middays, and Dino Costa at night. For the best in cutting-edge sports talk 24/7, it's Mad Dog Radio. Sirius XM NFL Radio on Channel 88 is the only radio outlet dedicated to the NFL 24/7, 365 days a year. You'll hear NFL talk and analysis from experts like John Madden, Gil Brandt, Rich Gannon, Tim Ryan, Pat Kerwin, Jim Miller, and many more. Sirius XM NASCAR Radio, Channel 90, is your 24/7, 365 home for all things NASCAR. Every race and everything in between, including exclusive talk shows hosted by NASCAR legends Buddy Baker and Chocolate Myers, plus industry insiders Dave Moody, Claire B. Lang, and more. Sirius XM College Sports Nation on Channel 91 is your home for college sports 24/7, 365, featuring On Campus with Bill King, The Tim Brando Show, and College Sports Today with Mark Packer. The college sports experts are on Sirius XM College Sports Nation, Channel 91. Sports 92 features The Dan Patrick Show weekdays from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, The Artie Lang Show, and Yahoo Sports Radio weekday mornings with Steve Saban. You can also get the latest on the NBA on Off the Dribble with Justin Termini and co-hosts Mike Dunleavy Sr., Sam Mitchell, and Mateen Cleaves. And hear the best block of fight programming, including Wrestling Talk with Busted Open, MMA Talk with the Sirius XM Fight Club, and Boxing Talk with Friday Night at the Fights. Channel 93 is home to the best in play-by-play, as well as daily horse racing talk, the Triple Crown, and the Breeders' Cup. Weekends at 10 a.m. Eastern, it's Down the Stretch with legendary announcer Dave Johnson. Soccer fans have their own channel with SiriusXM FC on Channel 94. Mornings, it's The Football Show from 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern with Charlie Stellitano and Ray Hudson. And afternoons from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern, join former U.S. players John Harkes and Tony Meola for Counterattack as they cover EPL, MLS, and Champions League. The channel also features talk sport programming live from England and play-by-play of the biggest English Premier League games and Champions League games. SiriusXM NHL Network Radio on Channel 207 is your 24/7 home for hockey talk with the sports stars and newsmakers during the day and the best NHL games at night. SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio, Channel 208, features daily golf talk with New York Times bestselling author Matt Adams and the always opinionated Brian Katrick, along with round-by-round coverage of the PGA Tour season, including all 4 major championships. MLB Network Radio, Channel 209, is your 24-hour year-round home for expert analysis, baseball news, and talk. Everyday talk baseball with experts like Hall of Famer Cal Ripken, GMs Jim Duquette and Jim Bowden, and former players Jeff Nelson, Todd Hollinsworth, and Cliff Floyd. Each day you'll hear interviews with the decision makers and newsmakers. And from the winter meetings through the World Series, we'll take you to all of baseball's biggest events. If it's happening in baseball, it's on MLB Network Radio. SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 210, is the first and only radio channel exclusively dedicated to the millions of fantasy sports players across the nation, covering the world of fantasy sports 24 hours a day with comprehensive fantasy sports news and information, expert analysis, statistics, interviews, and your phone calls about your fantasy sports teams. SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio, MLB Network Radio, and SiriusXM Fantasy Sports are all a part of the Sirius Premier package. Sirius Premier includes play-by-play action for Major League Baseball, NHL, and the NBA, as well as college sports including the Pac-12, Big 12, Big 10, ACC, and SEC. Plus, you can hear every IndyCar Series race. To order Sirius Premier, call 888-539-7474 or visit us online at SiriusXM.com.
To see all the channels in our sports category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to sports.
Flacco throws to Kobe Jones. Touchdown, Ravens!
Peyton Manning and the Broncos have waited over 200 days.
Throws Decker wide open. Touchdown, Denver.
Now it's back to football on Sirius XM. The 2013 NFL season kicks off Thursday night. The Broncos, the Ravens, 8 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM. To hear your team's hometown call and every NFL game on your mobile device or desktop, sign up for All Access. Visit SiriusXM.com/all-access to upgrade.
Now here's what's on our Howard Stern comedy and entertainment channels.
Comedy Central Radio, Channel 95, is the go-to comedy source, dishing out uncensored stand-up, specials, and big-name stars from their massive library. The Foxhole, Channel 96, from executive producer Jamie Foxx, is adult comedy, music, and so much more, including Jamie Foxx's live radio show. Blue Collar Radio, Channel 97, has great stand-up comedy from your favorite blue-collar comedians, including Jeff Foxworthy, Larry the Cable Guy, and Bill Engvall. Laugh USA, Channel 98, is stand-up comedy for everyone. Raw Dog Comedy, Channel 99, is stand-up adult comedy, uncensored and unleashed, plus shows from Tom Papa and Matt Besser. Join the revolution on Howard 100 with The Howard Stern Show, The Wrap-Up Show, The Howard 100 News All Day, and much more. On Howard 101, hear The Howard Stern Show West Coast feed, Stern Show Shuffle, and weekly specials like Geek Time, Live at 5, The Greg Fitzsimmons Show, and The Abe Cannon Show. Channel 102 is Radio Sex, featuring adult content. Sirius XM Indie, Channel 104, engaging talk from original points of view, featuring Stand Up with Pete Dominic, The Jay Thomas Show, Cavino and Rich, Rotten Tomatoes, and Neil Strauss's Inner Circle. Channel 105 is Entertainment Weekly Radio. Get the latest news and reviews of movies, TV shows, and more from your most trusted source for the best and worst in pop culture. And hear from the biggest stars in entertainment stopping by to talk about their latest projects. Whether it's Hugh Jackman, Will Smith, the cast of Game of Thrones, or The Walking Dead, you never know who's stopping by EW Radio. Sirius XM Stars, Channel 106, is your flagship station for talk and entertainment programming for women. Get the latest in entertainment news from TMZ, along with celebrity hosts and lifestyle shows from Dr. Laura, Martha Stewart, animal communicator Sonia Fitzpatrick, publishing powerhouse Judith Regan, and more. Cosmo Radio on Channel 108 is fun, fearless, and female from the editors of Cosmopolitan Magazine. Sirius XM OutQ, Channel 109, is America's only gay radio station with hosts including Larry Flick, Frank DeCaro, Derek and Romaine, Lance Bass, and Seth Rudetsky. Channel 110 is Sirius XM Urban View, African American talk and lifestyle with Joe Madison, Reverend Al Sharpton, B. Smith, and more. Road Dog Trucking, Channel 128, is trucking news every hour and talk for truckers with Dave Nemo, Chris T. and Meredith Oaks, and Jonesy's All-Night Truck Stop. Canada Laughs on Channel 168 is where you'll find adult, uncensored Canadian comedy. Oprah Radio, Channel 204, helps you live your best life. Hear classic episodes of The Oprah Show and Oprah's Next Chapter with interviews with some of the most fascinating people in entertainment and pop culture, including Rihanna, Lance Armstrong, and David Letterman. The Opie and Anthony Channel, Sirius 206. Unpredictable, uncensored, and only on Sirius XM. Hear Opie and Anthony live every weekday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern with replays throughout the day. Plus, The Ron and Fez Show, weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern.
Oprah Radio and the Opie and Anthony Channel are both part of the Sirius Premier Package. To see all the channels in our entertainment category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to entertainment.
Sirius XM. The download. The latest buzzworthy moments from Sirius XM.
Sirius XM kicked off college football season with a schedule of 56 live games. Sirius XM's The Spectrum presented an exclusive live concert broadcast from Mumford & Sons at the historic Forest Hills Tennis Stadium. And the president of pop, Justin Timberlake, sat down with Shade 45's Sway Calloway to talk about the VMAs.
Sirius XM. The download.
Now, here's what's on all our news and public radio channels.
Hear the major TV news channels through your Sirius XM radio. The latest business and financial news is on CNBC Channel 112 with Maria Bartiromo, Larry Kudlow, Mad Money with Jim Cramer, and more. Channel 113 is Bloomberg Business Radio. Fox News Channel 114 features Sean Hannity, Bill O'Reilly, and Greta Van Susteren. CNN on Channel 115 includes Anderson Cooper, Piers Morgan, and Wolf Blitzer, and Aaron Burnett. And HLN Channel 116 has the latest news and views with Dr. Drew Pinsky, Nancy Grace, Jane Velez-Mitchell, and Kira Phillips. MSNBC Channel 117 is where you can hear compelling conversation on all the latest news with Chris Matthews, Rachel Maddow, Lawrence O'Donnell, Ed Schultz, and Joe Scarborough. The BBC World Service on Channel 118 features news from around the world. NPR Now, Channel 122 has great NPR shows like Terry Gross's Fresh Air, Diane Rehm, and Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. POTUS, Channel 124, is politics of the United States for the people of the United States. Hear the latest news from the White House and Capitol Hill throughout the day. Plus, call in and let your voice be heard on the Michael Smerconish program. Sirius XM Patriot Channel 125 is conservative political talk with Sean Hannity, Glenn Beck, Mark Levin, Mike Church, Andrew Wilkow, David Webb, and more. Sirius XM Progress Channel 127 is dedicated to progressive politics, offering a powerful, diverse lineup of original thought, nuanced opinions, and inspiring political discussions led by hosts Michelangelo Signorelli, Ari Rabenhoff, Ed Schultz, Mark Thompson, Stephanie Miller, and more. CBC Radio 1, Channel 169 is news and events from Canada.
Sirius XM Public Radio, Channel 205, features the award-winning Bob Edwards Show in the mornings, Car Talk in the afternoons, and the best in news and talk that public radio has to offer, including This American Life, The World, and National Geographic Weekend. Sirius XM Public Radio is part of the Sirius Premier Package.
To see all the channels in our news and public radio category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to Talk News. On certain radios, political channels may have their own category. Now, here's what's on our religious channels.
The Catholic Channel, Channel 129. It's not what you'd expect. Live shows from Cardinal Timothy Dolan, Gus Lloyd, the Catholic guy Lino Rulli, and Father Rob Kagren, Father Dave Dwyer, Mass from St. Patrick's Cathedral, and even Notre Dame football. EWTN on Channel 130 is the Global Catholic Radio Network. Family Talk, Channel 131, is Christian Talk.
To see all the channels in our religious category, go to categories on your radio and select religion. On certain radios, religion channels may be part of the family and health category. Now, here's where you can find traffic and weather reports.
Channel 132, Boston, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh. 133, New York. 134, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Atlanta. 135, Chicago and Detroit. 136, Miami, Orlando, and Tampa, St. Petersburg. 137, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, and Phoenix. 138, St. Louis, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Las Vegas. 139, San Francisco, Seattle, and San Diego. 140, Los Angeles.
And Channel 172 is Canada 360, featuring Canadian weather, news, and information from AMI Audio.
To see all the channels in our traffic and weather category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to traffic and weather. Now here's what's on all our Latin and world channels.
Caliente, Channel 150, is a red-hot mix of the biggest hits of tropical Latin music, like Marc Anthony, Aventura, and Shakira. En Vivo is Channel 152, your official Latin Grammy channel, playing top-charting Latin hits and live performances from today's hottest artists. Christina Radio, Channel 153, offers the Hispanic audience unique lifestyle programming from Christina Saralegui and other trusted experts. It is an aspirational platform designed to mirror Hispanic women's interests and issues. Channel 154, Inspirate, is talk radio in Spanish designed to inspire. Daily programs focus on issues of family, work, health, immigration, and the art of living. Join the conversation to move the Latino community forward and feel great about all opportunities. Inspirate is produced by World Band Media. CNN en Español, Channel 155, is your news in Spanish. ESPN Deportes on Channel 157 is our Spanish-language sports talk channel, which also features play-by-play. Bein Sport en Español, Channel 158, includes live play-by-play of La Liga, Serie A, Copa del Rey, and World Cup qualifying matches, as well as exclusive shows from the major team channels such as Barcelona TV and Real Madrid TV. To see all the channels in our Latin and World category, choose categories on your radio and scroll to Latin World.
Now here's what's on all our Canadian channels.
Iceberg, Channel 161, has alternative rock from Canada. CBC Radio 3 on Channel 162 is Canadian music from independent artists. Chansons, Channel 163 is Sirius XM's 100% Francophone chansons music channel. Attitude Franco, Channel 164, has the best in emerging French-Canadian rock, alternative, and pop music from established indie acts as well as up-and-coming artists you won't hear anywhere else. Multicultural Radio, Channel 165, offers music and information that features both Aboriginal and Southeast Asian programming. Listen to the biggest country hits, plus genre-inspired emerging artists from the country folk scene on Franco Country, Channel 166. Channel 167 is Canada Talks, with current affairs and talk related to all aspects of Canadian life, business, politics, entertainment, lifestyle, health, and sports. Premiere on Channel 170 has Radio Canada's news, information, and programming. CBC Music Sonica, Channel 171, has adult alternative artists and bands from Canada and beyond.
To see all the channels in our Canadian category, choose Categories on your radio and scroll to Canadian. And here are even more channels available to you.
HUR Voices Channel 141 offers original talk programming, including politics, news, issues, and entertainment, as well as music brought to you by Howard University. Channel 143 is BYU Radio, featuring informed conversation, news that matters, topics that enlighten, ideas that educate, and plenty of Cougar sports.
To see all these additional choices, choose Categories on your radio and scroll to more. This is your Sirius XM program guide. Here's what's in the pop music category.
Sirius XM Hits 1 on Channel 2 has the morning mashup and today's hit music. Channel 3